Yikes. Man, I was about to share some stuff with you guys, and what happened? Totally went blank. I'll give everybody a minute to get back here because, yeah, that was intense. That was really intense. Okay, a couple of you are coming back now. My bad, everybody. Apparently, Facebook didn't want to hear that story about my dad. So I think we have a stronger connection now. And I'm going to share it anyway with you. Right as the line or as the feed stopped, I was just about to share with all of you about, my dad being a professional thief and going in and out of the stores and, stealing cologne and all of these high dollar items. And, one of the things that, and this is going to sound really far out there, okay? And I know that some of you are going to look at this and you're going to think to yourself, oh, this guy is just talking crazy here. He's talking about some stuff like this magic, right? That you're talking about and things. It's not real and all of this. But I want to tell you, if you grew up in Suntown in my neighborhood and you knew my dad, you knew what these guys were doing every day. Every day for years and years and years, they were out there shoplifting. And how is it that they could do that? How is it that they could go into a store and steal thousands of dollars worth of merchandise? And I'll share with you how they did it. And this is something that is like a gypsy secret, right? They were invisible, man. Invisible. Yeah. They had learned the practice of invisibility. And these are things that, you don't understand really. Right? You don't understand like how a person can become invisible, but it can happen. All right? There's magic out there that can teach you when you practice it how to become invisible, how to literally disappear. So when man, it's such a trip even talking about it. So I know that many of you out there you're probably like, what is this guy talking about? And that's okay, man. It's okay. I don't need to defend myself, but that story came through. It did. And, I know that it's true. I know that, in our lives, there are capabilities inside of us that, are biological capabilities. And this is something that I know because the body, right, you feel the power of these neural pathways that happen, these neuroreceptors in our mind that are basically allowing for us to transform this human physical body into an energetic body. And that's something that we do in this practice of prayer daily. So we're going to go ahead and get into that right now. I did share a lot with you about the elements. Thank you so much for joining me here. So now we're going to go into the prayer. And the prayer is a time that I love to pray. And prayer came into my life as a little boy. My Apache grandmother used to sit with me in Oregon, and she would pray the rosary with me. And she would tell me all these mystical stories about, the Catholics in New Mexico and Mexico. And these stories kind of molded my mind. The curiosity of the child within us is the place that brings faith, right? As you were a little baby, and you came into this world with a power of faith that molded the metaphysical architecture of your reality. It was that baby essence inside of you, that child essence inside of you, that still is the place that we enact faith through. So that's why the Christ and so many different teachers said, come as a child. It's because the curiosity of the child, the mystical frequency of the child, is that which gives the power of faith. As you diminish the child within you, as you say, oh, I'm going to sit on the wall and not dance today, right? As you say, oh, I'm not going to color today. As you say, I'm not going to sing today. All of these things, you begin to diminish the child within you, and in turn, your faith begins to diminish. We are not those kind of people. If you're here with me on this, right, you're the kind of people that increase the power of the abilities in you. You are the kind of people that have honed these capabilities and these gifts. And you are those that are really curious about what else is out there. What other activations are out there? What other abilities are within this human vehicle that I can begin to minister to those around me. I can begin to minister to the world. I can begin to transform the density of human suffering into life. That's why you're here, right? And we're going to go into that place now. So I'm going to give a little bit of understanding of the prayer place. The prayer place is a meeting with Source in which I begin to step into that meeting as I begin to sit at the feast, as I begin to sit in the space in which we are connected. You are like a satellite dish beaming information into your energetic field and receiving information into your energetic field. Energetic manifestation and displacement are a part of this. Many teachers are constantly focused on the manifestation and they never talk about the displacement. The displacement of energy is just as important for those of us that are mature spiritually. Don't just focus on the manifestation. You miss so much of the realization of what is actually going on within the energetic field if you allow yourself to not understand or not question the displacement of energy. Energy exists in two forms, density and flow. Metaphysical architecture is holding the container for the ultimate good of the density of human suffering to transform into love and gratitude. Love and gratitude is the frequency that brings about transformation in this realm of existence. So we're going to go into that prayer place now. At some point in the prayer, the Holy Spirit may come upon me. The light language may come upon me. The sun language may come upon me. All of these different terminologies basically describe a spirit, right? The Spirit of God coming in me, Spirit of Goddess coming in me and speaking through me in a language. This language is interpreted by the soul. It's a soul language. Okay, so you may have a revelation from this language. It may be something that comes to you. You may feel the goosebumps flow through you when I speak like this. And when you feel those goosebumps flow through you, realize that that is the wheel turning on the download. The download is happening. Your consciousness may not be able to process it as quickly as you want, but that's okay. It's processing it. You might wake up in the middle of the night with a dream. You might actually be sitting on the couch and something come to you. You might walk outside and just feel like you can speak to the trees. All of these things are happening as we pray into the infinite source energy together. So begins with gratitude, giving thanks for that which we do not see, flows into the light language, speaking in tongues, and then goes into the prophecy. The prophecy at the end is where I speak directly to you. So what happens in that space is hold a question in your heart, in your mind. It may come through me. You know, it's been very powerful lately. It's been really, really powerful lately. So if you want to stick around for that part of the prayer, you can. You can leave anytime that you want to, but what I would hope for you to do is to close the circle, right? I want you to be able to create a circle around you. Listen to my words. I will do that. Be in agreement. If you leave before the end of the transmission, okay, make sure that you close your circle. And as you close your circle, just give thanks. Do a prayer, whatever it is, all 7 directions. Ask yourself, the teachings, if you're not going to stay till the very end. So I'm going to go ahead and bless myself here. I have this altar set up, this stone. And man, I was sharing a lot there, and now the altar has gone out. So some sage and cedars in here for us. Bless yourselves. Just take a couple deep breaths in and really ground in. Really feel the earth underneath you. You can imagine a wave of energy moving from the bottom of your feet to the very top of your head, from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet, being in this place of infinite intelligence. Thank you, Mother, Father, Creator, Source, for this opportunity to be in this prayer place that was founded before the creation of time. We thank you that before the earth was here, that we were here in this prayer place. We thank you that this is the infinite source intelligence, that we come now boldly, knowing that you have worked in the seen and unseen parts to make a way for us. As we come to this place, we give thanks to you, an offering to you, that you would utilize us today of service of the greatest good, the greatest love, the greatest gratitude, the greatest essence of our human experience, that you would allow for us to be in that place, that we may be reflections of the eternal nature of the soul today. I thank you that today is a day that we release the prayers upon the earth of gratitude. Gratitude for a government that cares about the people. Gratitude for a government that cares about those that are less fortunate, that cares about the environment. We thank you for a government that cares about the air, the water, the fire, the earth, and allowing for us to live in a way that is toxic free. We thank you that you have allowed for the toxins to be removed from the waters, that you have allowed for the toxins to be removed from the air, that you have made a way for us so that we can live in perfect harmony again with this earth, that we can be in a place of production for the means of restoration, that we are producing to restore people, families, community, and the planet. We thank you that in this place of agreement that you have every need met, that you have the need of shelter, the need of food, the need of family and friendship and love and gratitude and all of the essence of peace. We thank you that peace shall prevail upon the earth. We thank you for the military-industrial complex. We thank you for all the soldiers putting down their guns and picking up drums. We thank you for the generals, the admirals, the people who are in leadership upon the earth, every single one of them coming to a place of allowing for their fears to be dissolved and love to manifest. We thank you that peace is prevailing upon the earth, that this is the dawn of a great day of peace. We thank you for the soldiers putting down their guns. We thank you for the idea and the concept that peace is the road to great acceptance. We thank you for empathy in the hearts of the soldiers, in the hearts of those that have been called to the military-industrial complex. We thank you for the very nature of greed being dissolved into the likeness of giving. We thank you for a giving economy. We thank you for an economy that is based around the giving heart of man. We thank you for the power of the giving inside of us. We thank you for giving to one another. We thank you for forgiveness. We thank you for empathy. We thank you for the power of the realization that there is an eternal presence inside of us, that every need is met. We thank you that you are the one that owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, but you own the hills themselves. We thank you that inside of this place that riches are restored upon us, that we are wealthy people, that we are the lender and not the borrower, that we have made a way for ourselves to be in this place in which we can be completely secure, that you have dissolved the financial insecurities of this time, of this great epidemic that's upon the earth. We thank you for the epidemic. We thank you for the COVID-19. We thank you for the density of fear that is around this space, that it may transform into love, that it may transform into life. We thank you for the ability to resonate in that frequency that allows us to transform those energies. We thank you for the density of human suffering right now upon the earth, and we allow for this density of human suffering to be transformed into gratitude. We thank you for the gratitude of the revelation that we have come to this place now, infinite beings of light and love, infinite beings of creativity, imagination, and innovation, that we may expand even in this dark hour, that there can be a forgiveness, there can be a very powerful embrace of the womb itself. We thank you for the ability to go into the deepest parts of ourself through the power of the transformational energy of the living God. We thank you for the goddess working inside of us. We thank you for all the holy people that are here right now in the seen and unseen parts, the angels that have come into this circle. We thank you for the circle of life from the doorway in to the doorway out. We thank you for all of our relatives now being in the fortification of this space, that we would allow for love to manifest itself. We thank you that there is protection here, that you have allowed for our consciousness to be protected, that you are the shield of faith to protect us from the arrow that flies by night, that you are the light to our footsteps, that you have guided us in this time of great need. We thank you for the educational system. We thank you for the ability to utilize technology in a way that serves the greatest harmony of human beings. We thank you in this place that you have empowered all those that are in the healthcare system, that you have allowed for a wave of energy to move upon them, that you have equipped them even right now, the administrators, the nurses, the doctors, every single person that's in those places. We thank you for the families right now, the mothers, the fathers, the grandfathers, the granddaughters, the grandmas, Creator, the grandsons, all of the different families that are here. We thank you for the aunties, the uncles, the cousins, the sons, the daughters, Creator God. We thank you for our animal people. We thank you for the resonant frequency of life itself. We thank you that you have allowed for us to move into the heavenly realms, that we are in the spiritual realm now, connected, each one of us, this circle of life, maintaining the frequency of love and gratitude. And we allow for the infinite representation of the Holy Spirit to manifest itself in this being of light. We thank you for the collective consciousness that allows for the manifestation of the Holy One to be here. We thank you for the holy initiation of the Spirit of the living, the great I Am, the wondrous mystery of life. Sori mati woka hiemata benito batito Pati tokasi, worita pakumani tokasi. Seti ko tiauramaka, orimak iani tokaya tesonitima, shedoka mato wadi titi kumako. Wini tako sanita mako shinato yamaka. Benito kasinito mawaka shini oni natatu itiski. Ayamakoma. Nesinito tashita komatito kanita sinitoma. Onita sinitoma kasinita akana tonika. Watitaka andewa anatoka ani. Atito kashina makani to ane. Anito kasinito kishinita maakano. Toneta kadi wakania. Anivoma Inatonea Aya Aninamaoi Orinamai Alo wa go ba de ba di so de ba go da ba se de da na wa na do ga ba di do di sa ta na wa da de ga sa di wo ge she da ba ka ta wa ne ta na do ni ta a do ka de she wa da ba go gi da de she wa Otika anera to koise to bora baba ka adi wa ka da adiskana anita mata atiskaina wana to teba botika te atiskya chomani to anata a o kasini to maya nanoni naya Amadu kiata satoka mawa otiba asinumbakum Pitisikiena tokata onitskiri makori maka anishariwa arika mare kariwa wotitsa shinama Yeseni tukka pasiva paka pietikon skene tamakokane tawa kosinita wotita chikamatore maka anitova pasiniti kuma ramatikona ta andasikushima mawaka onitaka sinapaka sinitorikama anatoya setika masaware tikishina ta onirora makasunura toni taura makoni babara wawote sinitoka mama yese wakoni endishkane onana otata ka amare mati toki tietsanata orite kisini baba koni sawa unkiba batepa onkane wasini toke otiraba koreshiba pate tokiane tatsanamba oriba koshineta ma orimaka aneta anita oriba sinito akina mauradi tonkine wasinita wa komarema basinito kishina marawakone ama wete makati no kene marewa anima wanina oyama ya oyama I have designed an altar for you. I have given you these teachings to meet with me, to be with me, to allow for your hand to be open to that which is great, that which is beautiful, that which is holy. I have not asked for you to kneel, but instead to stand, to hold hands, to be in that creative force of life, to be the artistic expression of that which is holy, to understand that in this space, you are the witness of that. You are the experiential embodiment of all of the greatness. You are the experiential embodiment of that which is to be known as holy. In your secret place you have held the altar, yet have you met with me? Have you understood my name? Have you called to me, even now, as you are in this space, of understanding that it is the witness within your body that gives you hope? The truth is in you. You have sought it and you have felt it. Know now that the feeling that guides you is the truth of the foundation of the revelation within this experience. You have been God incarnated, goddess incarnated, holiness incarnated, a nation of shaman, a nation of medicine people, a nation of priests, a nation of those who have been in love with the very source energy itself. Give thanks. I have protected you in your time in which fear has driven you to the place of isolation, and yet in this place you have found comfort, understanding that in your isolation that there is only the confusion of separation that mitigates the process. It is the confusion that has allowed for you to feel lonely. Only in the place of realizing that you are the infinite representation of all living things shall you be free to find sovereignty in your life. It is this balance that will bring to you the love of your life. It is this balance that will bring to you the individual that has their hand open, but the open of the hand is limited by your own reflection. Understand your knowingness, your ability, your manifestation of life. Understand that inside of you is the great magnet that allows for the attraction to permeate every single corner of your being. Release yourself from loneliness and you will find the greatest gift, the great representation of your love that has been called from the very foundations of the earth shall manifest itself. It is your place of pondering over and over and over again, who will it be that has created the wall, the barrier of this relationship? Realize now that you are in the place of letting go of the wall, breaking through the barrier. Allow for the dissonance to dissolve in your gratitude. Give thanks every time that this frequency manifests itself. Understand that you are giving thanks for that which is the catalyst for the love of your life to manifest in your world. You have been chosen to fulfill this. It is the destiny of your life to learn how to release yourself from the lonely, how to release yourself from this. You have brought it through lifetimes, and that's why it feels so challenging. It feels so strong because it is not one, not two, but many lifetimes that you have brought this same karmic consequence to this space. Realize that you are allowing yourself to manifest that which is your greatest teacher. It is your own heart. The veil of the curtain that has separated you from your unborn child. This is a space in which you can realize that she waits, your daughter waits for you. She is there for you. You have always wanted to hold hands with her, but realize that she is there for you even right now. You have known her in your heart. She has tried to manifest at the right time, but because of your rushing the process, you have brought suffering to yourself. Sit now and rest in the place in which you know that this manifestation shall happen to you. Your daughter is there. She is already there. Your child is there. She is already there. You know that. You've heard from her already. She has even called to you. Be patient. Rest in that space. Rest in the place of knowing that the manifestation is happening around you. Even as you have called those in a physical body, daughter, you have allowed for her manifestation to be with you. Comfort yourself now in knowing that you are already the mother. She is already your daughter. Comfort yourself and rest in that place. The security of knowing this is what will release you into gratitude. The security of knowing that the tangible representation of a personification that is spiritual is really limited. The limitless relationship that you have with your daughter is really inside of your heart. Of course, she loves you there. She loves you more than you can imagine. She has loved you so much. She is waiting for the manifestation to happen. If it happens in this lifetime, it's beautiful. If it happens in the next, it's beautiful. It has already happened multiple times. So realize that this is an infinite expression of the soul's journey. It is the journey and destiny of the soul to be in these places of reflection. The loneliness that is within you for your daughter is a loneliness that is only the confusion of the illusion of separation from the spirit. You have been chosen to walk in this space, have been chosen to be here, because you made the agreement. You said, I will go first and I will see if the world is worthy of you, daughter. I will go first and I will be the beacon of light. I will be the witness of the world. You have been that soldiering witness many times. And yes, many times loneliness has brought you to that place of the destruction of the physical body. This is not that time. You shall be in this space to see many years of life, to be a witness, because it is the unfolding witness. You are holding the doorway to the infinite representation of her to come. She is coming for all of us. Thank you for your womb. When the question that has already been answered manifests itself, it is not that I am to answer the question, but to simply encourage you in the process. Of course you understand how to be in relationship with the heavenly realm. Of course you understand these things. It is your inability to be guided in everyday life that has brought you to the place in which you question your abilities. Realize this, that your practice comes from being in that space by opening your altar. Go and set your altar. Go and set your altar and find that place in which you begin to meet with the Heavenly One. You have met the Heavenly One in so many reflections. The great eternal mystery within you, the Holy Spirit within you, has manifested itself so many times in your life. And yet you understand that it is by the practice that you equip yourself to navigate this world. Understand and set your altar now. Set it in the place that you will be able to utilize that powerful intention throughout your day. The totems to the ancestors manifest themselves through the frequency in which you choose. You choose to manifest those totems. It is not through the looking into the books of antiquity. It is not through even seeking the voice of the elders that you will find this. You must set the metaphysical architecture. You must create the energetic architecture, and then the manifestation of the voice of the ancestors will come. If it is that you would hold the gateway in the wolf for your mother, she would come in the wolf. If it is that you would hold the gateway in the bear, he would come in the bear. If it is that you would hold the gateway in the eagle, he would come in the eagle. Allow for yourself to manifest these tools, these totems in which you connect to the ancestral beings. It is your responsibility to do it. No longer led by your technology to find what the meaning is, but understand that your consciousness has created the meaning. You are the one that is the architect of your reality. Empower yourself now. The question has already been answered by you multiple times. You seek out to find the answers for that which you already know the answers to. Empower yourself now to feel into that embodiment. When she comes to you on the wings of the winged one, realize that it is because your consciousness has opened that door. You have opened the doorway in the morning time for your mother to come to you. She came to you even now. She came to you in the realization of her wings. She has flown and brought messages to you from the spiritual side of life. You are not left alone, but you are empowered by the ancestors. Everywhere you go, she is there with you if you allow for the doorway to open up. Feel into it. Your body gives representation to that which your spirit has designed. You are a feeling antenna for that great understanding of the education of this infinite expression of life. Yes, to pray with the water, to pray with the fire, to pray with the earth. These are things that are written within the encoding of our DNA. As we begin to realize that we are praying with them and not to them, they sit at the very circle of life. They sit in the chairs that we have set by the feast table. As we have sat there with them, we have been in relationship to them. We are relational, goddess, God, here on this earth plane. In the representation of this great relational spirituality, we understand the fortitude of equality. Why has the Creator given us the sacred geometry of the circle? To understand that we sit in circle together. We sit in circle together with the holy ones, with the angels, with the elementals, with all those priests and prophets of antiquity. Understand your equality in that space, and you will be free in your sovereignty to do the greatest work. Your service work comes from this representation of life. To know that your body understands these things is more important than your mind. Your intellect can actually create a barrier from the understanding. Be in your body with these things. Oh. My name is Andrew Ecker. My mother, Kathy Lindsay. My father, Dale Ecker. My mother's mother, Elva Gallegos, Apache woman from New Mexico. My father's mother, Evelyn Beatty, an Irish woman from Pennsylvania. My mother's father, Leroy Lindsay, Apache man from Arkansas. My father's father, Wayne Ecker, German and Algonquin from Pennsylvania. I have a daughter, Bailey, a son, Peyton, a beautiful, beloved fiance, Monica. Very grateful to be here with you. Dogate, Andrew Ecker, Yinishe, Adon Nae, Nishinigi E, Ide Nashe, Irish Vashachin, Ide Dashache, German Dashanali, Akote Go E, Tishli E, Portland, Oregon, Inasha, Shema E, Kathy Lindsay Woye, Shaza E, Del Ecker Wole. So I manifested into this body in Portland, Oregon. Give thanks for all of you here. Ah, nice. That's great, Zeke. Jasmine. Beautiful. Monica, love you. Jasmine, Matthew, Tanya, Vlad, Jeff, beautiful. Denise, thank you. Sammy, what's up, brother? Christina, good to see you. Denise, good to see you. Sarah, good to see you. Blessings to all of you. Thank you so much for joining me here. Check out the Sacred Seven group, the Sacred Seven page. We're doing some big things starting Wednesday. We're launching our Journey to Self-Identity. This practice is going to be amazing. Me and Monica are going to facilitate a great experience for all of you. Hope you can come over. It's a donation basis. No one will be turned away because of lack of funds. Just the commitment to the process is all that's needed. Love you guys so much. Blessings to you. Bye now.